So I checked the starter on the battery. It seems to be okay, but the solenoid for pulling the flywheel gear up sticking a little bit. So basically this is the solenoid and battery power. Actually all three of these are power, but this one runs the actual battery. These two relay and energize the coil to push this up. This is where the lead comes from your alternator. Leave those on. Let's pop the solenoid off. Actually, I should probably take that off. I don't know what size that is. So this one's 13. And this allows energize this. Contact runs the motor. We can pop that off. There we go. See if this impact wrench or impact driver will work. Looks like it's turning. There it goes. Man, was that corroded in there. There is no way. Is that thread lacquer or rust? Why would it be on the top though? It's probably sealant. Get a little preload on it. Hold it and hit it. There it goes. One, two, three. A lot of play in that. A lot of drag too. And it's got some wear on it for sure. Can you see down in here? It's a lever. Pulls it down. So when it pulls it down, pushes it up, pushes the gear up into the flywheel. It is a little draggy. We'll clean this off. Give it a good soak, clean it well. Maybe buff the piston a little bit. Smooth this out right here, see if that'll smooth the whole thing out, see if it'll help. the actual solenoid. Now, I want to pull the motor apart. Those cap nuts look really rusted. I don't know what size those are. And those threads are pretty bad. But it will most likely unscrew from here if this is seized. I wouldn't mind giving this housing right here a good buff with the motor off and the gears out of the way. And that could use a cleaning. It should be a little looser than that. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, it's unscrewing out of the housing here, which is fine. That's pretty easy to remember. The orientation is because it's the positive lead has to go on the solenoid, so there's no way really to get it backwards. Woo, man, that needs a good cleaning. Look at all the motor bits done in there. That's all carbon and fun junk. Do I want to take that? Well, let's mess with the head first. And that is offset keyed, so there's only one way that'll go back in. This is plastic. You gotta be careful with this. What's holding this on? Is there anything holding that on? Planetary set looks fine. I'll grab my headlight. So the gear itself is keeping it from coming out, but that bearing right there is what stops the travel when it goes up to engage the flywheel. And that does not appear to be keyed to allow it to slip off. If that is pressed on, then that has to be done through there. I don't see how that's even possible though. I mean, there's plenty of room for this whole thing to come out, so maybe it just needs to be in the right position. Nope. Okay. Let's give it a bath and then we'll oil up the internal bits here. Clean up the stator and the armature. Get all the old dust and stuff out of it. And take this and maybe buff the housing a little bit. Make it look a little better.